Hello, baby gangsters. This is Calvin, also known as Ormer. This is my first ever playthrough of.
Where the milk I put in the fridge went? I was saving it for my
Oh my god, look at them together. Of the Rico DLC for Halara.
That's my seat, you know.
Well, now it's their
How
seat.
much?
Okay?
Huh?
How much do you want for it? I'll pay your asking price.
Look at them. They're so cool.
Well,
You gotta be kidding. Fine. Just keep sitting there.
Honestly,
I will.
what could you do? What could you do?
Huh? Someone's coming.
That's
I wasn't expecting
Yako,
guests
it's so good to
today.
see you, but that's always terrifying when anyone says that in this game. I'm not expecting someone. That's terrifying. Always. Okay, new characters in these DLCs, which is pretty cool.
Right this way. It's a bit cramped in here.
It's so fun having Yako here, but I know his DLC is last. And I know that it's probably gonna be freaking heartbreaking. I know it for a fact.
Are you the chief of the Nocturnal Detective Agency? My name is Petra. Pleased to meet you.
At this stage, Halara looks the part.
I'm the chief. That's just one of our detectives.
Oh, excuse me. Your detective was sitting at the biggest desk here, so I assumed that...
Perfect assumption to make. Don't worry about it,
My
Tetra.
seat gets stolen the moment I leave it open.
It's a nice chair. Like, it's a super nice chair, right?
Let's sit down.
I was told you investigate
Oh.
murders.
So it's a murder, okay.
A murder case. It's possible for us to handle it, but what we can or can't do depends on whether or not the peacekeepers have already gone through it.
Yeah, that's well, depending on the forte use, right? Because we know Halara is able to look at crime scenes from the past.
I see. My father passed away in a rather bizarre
Oh
manner.
no.
The peacekeepers declared it was an accidental
Sounds about peacekeepers, honestly.
death, but I just can't believe it was an accident.
Right, and like that's a common theme throughout a lot of Rain Code.
The peacekeepers usually try to declare any unnatural deaths as accidents.
Get it out of the way. Aiko was a perfect example.
Why do you suspect that it wasn't one?
My father kept tropical fish as a hobby. One morning, he was found dead, drowned with his head stuck in the fish tank.
What? And they said this was accidental?
Do you really think that could be an accident?
No!
He drowned with his head stuck in a fish tank? Can you describe the situation?
How does that even work?
The fish tank is set rather low, so you can view it from above. My father was in a kneeling position, with his head dunked into the water.
Wait. But how does that even become an accident? Like this one's even
That sure is bizarre. What did the peacekeepers
Yeah,
have
I'm
to say?
interested in how they covered this up. What did they say to cover this up?
They say he was electrocuted
Oh.
and passed out when he touched the temperature control switch
Okay.
with wet hands.
Okay. That explanation, like, while it's probably a lie, makes a lot more sense than what I was thinking. Because, like, it would not make any sense for anyone to have their head dunked below water. Just their head in a fish tank, in a low-hanging fish tank, and then be like, oh, it was an accident, you know?
And he fell into the water and drowned, unfortunately.
Are you sure the cause of death was drowning?
Yes, that appears to be the case without a doubt. A trustworthy doctor did the autopsy.
Right.
I see. From what you've said, you can't really deny that it could have been an accident.
No, the problem is the room where my father passed away. It was obvious that someone else had
Okay,
rummaged around.
but maybe I'm picturing the scene wrong. Because, like, to me, like, when kneeling position, head in water, that's... Like, electrocuted, yes, that could definitely be, like, an accident, but...
What do you mean?
Well, the room has lots of tropical fish tanks lined up. But on the day my father died, all of them were shattered
Holy
to pieces.
hell. Yeah, okay, yeah, it's Peacekeepers. It's Peacekeepers covering this up once again. Like, of course it is. Like, we no doubt in our mind it is. That is a horrific visual, by the way. And also a new environment as well, which is cool.
And of course there was water and dead fish all over the floor.
You know what's actually crazy though with Raincode? The fact that like there's a dead body in this room, and just like in Danganronpa, just like in Raincode, just like in Ace Attorney, like it's like holy hell, that's gruesome. And then you're like, oh, the environments are cool, right? Because that's like you're so used to freaking murder at this stage.
Someone must have forced their way into the room to do something so terrible. I believe my father was murdered by whoever did this.
I agree. I agree.
This must be a murder. Please uncover the truth of my father's death.
And this is what the detective agency does.
What do you think, Halara?
Beats me. I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, okay.
Don't lie. There's no way you couldn't hear us.
You can assume I don't exist, unless pay is involved.
There you go. A little bit of cash.
I can pay. My father left me an inheritance.
Oh, wow.
Oh, don't mind my detective. Our rates are always reasonable here.
Halara's rates are not always our rates.
Then you'll investigate this case on my behalf?
Huh? Yes, of course. As detectives sworn to protect this town, we can't leave any mysteries unsolved.
If Yuma was here, Yuma would have done it for free, you know? Yuma would have just been like, all right, I'll do it, you know?
Thank you.
Excuse me.
I'm so happy I worked up the courage to come here.
The Nocturnal Detective Agency is here to protect the peace of Kanai Ward. You can always count on us.
Man, Yakko.
As for investigating this case, we'll check out the crime scene soon. Promise.
Right. This whole thing would be perfect for Halara.
Jeez.
That was rather reckless of you to promise.
It's not like I have a choice. I can't just abandon people in need.
Very actually, Yuma coded.
I'm Yaku Furio, chief of the Nocturnal Detective Agency. I gotta protect this town.
Do you even have a single lead to solve this case?
What? Of course. I'm a detective after all. If I proceed with the investigation, I'm sure I can find some kind of clue.
Yeah, but again, Halara would be perfect for this.
But I'll need your help,
Yes.
Halara.
Yes.
That depends on the payment.
You know I don't have a lot of money.
And you know that I don't work for cheap.
Then, how about a deal instead?
What deal?
If you solve this case, I'll let you keep a cat here.
Oh, what deal? Oh, I love this side of Halara so much.
Really?
Really? Really?
Yes, really. Hey, where are you going?
To the crime scene.
Oh my
Hold on.
god.
The client just left. Why don't you wait until tomorrow?
Cats don't wait. We need a cat.
Fine. I shall review the case's records
Okay.
until then.
But like, Halara's ready to
Halara's
jump
fee is
into the
cheaper
depths
than
of hell there for a cat. There we go. So cool. Raining cats and dogs, great way to put it. The original phrase "raining cats and dogs" though is actually like a very depressing phrase, right? I'll like actually don't look it up if you don't want to like be upset, because like it actually is like very I believe it's like very depressing.
Thank you for coming. You really are willing to investigate the case.
This guy's a nice turtleneck.
Well, that's our duty at the Nocturnal Detective Agency. Your house is pretty big.
Your father must have been well off. Sorry that I had to cut really quickly there for a second
Yes.
there. It's just like if I don't want
My
to sneeze
father
on
owned a
mic.
medical devices company.
Awful.
He contributed to Kanai Ward's medical advancements for years.
Oh wow.
I simply can't believe he met his end like this.
It's look all the tanks are effed up, man.
We'll find justice for him.
Thank you. I am in your debt. This is my fiance, Jaren. We've been living together for about a year now.
He's more like Jaren here.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, soft, very soft,
I'd like
soft
to ask
voice.
you more about the details later, but can we take a look at the scene for now? Oh, before that, do you have a photo of your father?
Of course. Here's a picture from when he was still alive.
Thank you. Halara, over here.
Okay. Standing near the mansion actually, at a phone booth.
I'll leave the investigation to you. It's a bit too cramped for all of us to be wandering about. I'll keep speaking to them outside. Talk to me when you're done.
So yeah, what's
Understood.
so cool about all of this is that we knew that they were doing stuff, like, while we were investigating.
Time to review the cards I've been dealt.
But like, it's really neat to like have to show like what they were doing, right? To give us an indication of what they were doing. Here we go, an investigation.
You definitely want to remember this.
Enlarge image, move the explanation start, move to explanation end. Yeah, clues you can review. Yeah, we know this is like investigate, but it's like for people who clicked on the DLC first. I wonder is that who that is for? Start with the vent.
An ordinary
Nice wallpaper.
vent. There's some blue paint on the inner side of the frame.
Right.
Looks like something rubbed against it. This may have something to do with the case.
So rub marks that what look like blue paint on the inside of the frame. Good to know. Wall stains.
What is this?
Yeah. Is it
There's
water?
a stain here that looks like a horizontal line. Upon close inspection, there appears to be a faint outline of the same stain along
And the
all
door.
4 walls.
Interesting. All 4 walls have stains resembling horizontal lines. Interesting.
It's a regular sliding window with a crescent lock. There are no suspicious marks on
Okay,
it.
so maybe the picture wasn't
There's
at
a
the...
small veranda outside. We're on the 2nd floor, so any rain that falls off the eaves flows to the drain.
Right. So maybe the actual thing wasn't the mansion. I thought it was the mansion, but I think maybe it just might be near that district. Because that's definitely the background photo that they had here. So I'm guessing it's near the mansion. I could be wrong though.
Right.
There's some stains on the floor. It's likely due to the water spilled from the fish tank. Other than that, nothing seems suspicious. Stain caused by the spilling of the tanks on the floor. Let's check out the fish keeping equipment.
I see.
Equipment and food for the tropical fish are placed together. Seems like nothing has been used since the incident. There's some dust. Equipment used for keeping tropical fish yeah, there we go. It's a nice carpet too.
All of the fish tanks have been shattered.
Yeah.
There's broken glass scattered on the inside, which means it's certain someone smashed it inward.
Yeah, great. Actually, great looking out. Great looking
Why
out.
would someone do this?
Yeah, it's because it seems either like it seems rather personal to smash every fish tank, unless like the fish like cost like a boatload of money. You know what I mean? That's like a different thing. Not that would make it okay. I'm just like, as you guys know, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that like it would make more sense maybe. Like maybe like the fish that they wanted some fish here, but then you could just like fish them out of the tank, so that doesn't make any sense actually at all. Right? You could just take them from the top. Well, yeah. This seemed personal to me. This seems super personal. Let's check the door. Because it seems like they were destroying his like prized
There's a
things,
sticky
right?
substance stuck to the door frame. Perhaps tape residue?
Perhaps. I investigated things of note, but let's end the investigation, I suppose. Interesting. To me, it seems personal,
That's about all I can investigate.
but I wonder how
for now.
Halara's going to see it.
I should go talk to our clients before I observe the crime scene at the time the body was discovered. The crime scene has been inspected, Chief.
Thanks.
It's so fun to have Yak out here with us as well. I just love seeing what they
There
did
are
while
a
we were
few
doing the
things
other
I'd like to
investigations, right?
confirm.
Yes, please ask me anything.
Can you give me the details of when you discovered the body?
It was, I think, around 6 in the morning.
6, okay.
My father usually woke up early for breakfast, but when I went to get him, he wasn't in his room. So I looked around and noticed Sugar barking at this room.
Sugar?
Is that a dog?
That's the name of our dog.
Sugar! It's Sugar, everyone.
Hey!
Sugar is a sweetheart already. Look at this.
Sugar sure is happy. She's rarely friendly with
I am a
anyone.
big believer that animals can tell when there's someone they can trust, right? Maybe less, like maybe more with cats in this case than dogs, because I think dogs are very trusting animals, like and stuff like that, like in general. But like, there's no doubt that they went to Halara because Halara believes animals are superior to humans. You know what I mean? There's no doubt.
She barks at me all the time.
There you go. Yeah, I genuinely think that. Now maybe dogs aren't trusting. Maybe it's just they like adapt to their owners better. Because then I'm thinking of like all the times I walk by like houses and like dogs are like barking their head off me just because I'm like literally within 2 meters of their home. You know what I mean? So maybe not trusting is the right word.
There.
Oh, Halara. I love seeing the side of Halara all the
Shall we
time.
Continue?
Oh, sorry. Sugar was barking in front of the room, so I opened the door to take a look. There I saw my father. His head was in the fish tank.
Ah,
He was already gone.
imagine reliving this, you know?
I heard her scream and ran over. But what I saw took my breath
I can
away.
imagine. I can only imagine.
The fish tanks were all destroyed. And the floor was covered with water. All the tropical fish Father loved were scattered across the floor, dead. Were they valuable?
I'm not sure. I don't know how much they were worth, but the fact is, my father cared for them a great deal.
Right, yeah, no, as it's very clear that it was like a collection that he adored.
If the fish were expensive, do you think someone tried to steal them?
Are you implying my father's murder was an afterthought?
Well, I'm just considering
Yeah,
possibilities.
because I was thinking about this as well, but it seems so personal though with like breaking in, like you could damage the fish by breaking into the tanks like that.
If they were going to steal
could
the
kill them.
fish, I doubt they'd smash the tanks.
That's what I'm thinking, you could probably kill the fish if you did that.
You're right.
Do you know the estimated time of death for the victim?
I believe it was around 10 o'clock the night before.
When was the last time you saw him alive?
Right around 7 that night. I ate dinner with him. He went to his room after that.
According to Peacekeeper's investigation, the victim died around 10 p.m.
Does anyone else live here?
It's just me and him now. The servant left after making dinner before 7.
Tell me, what were you doing around 10 that night?
After finishing dinner with my father, I did some cleaning and washed the dishes. Jaren came to the dining hall around 8 for dinner. And then we watched TV in the living room until around midnight.
Yes. I know for certain we were together between 8 and midnight.
Okay.
Did you ever get up during that time? Such as to go to the bathroom?
I don't think so.
Were there any screams or sounds of a struggle around 10 at night? No, not at all. I see. That leaves me wondering who entered that room, when they did, and why they smashed all the fish tanks. The fish tanks are large and have thick glass. You'd think you'd hear them being smashed.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like you could maybe get away with one if you had bad hearing, you know? But like, there's what? 12 fish tanks smashed in here?
True. All I know for certain is that we didn't hear anything like that.
From at least 8 p.m. to around midnight, Jaren was with Tetra.
Do you often come in and out of this room?
Not at all. Only my father used this room.
What did the peacekeepers have to say when they saw the state of things in the room?
They said my father was stressed out. That he lost control and smashed all the tanks himself.
And then stuck is... They do such a reach with this stuff. It's such a reach, right? Intentionally so, that's what they are. They don't, because they don't care.
Was he actually stressed out?
Truth be told, my father was lamenting over a prized tropical fish he had accidentally killed that morning.
And tropical fish, they cost a lot, don't they?
I thought he could have done something extreme. given how much he regretted his mistake.
Yeah, but like, it's just the way it looks, right? Smashing all the tanks, then putting your head in a broken tank doesn't make any sense to me.
He did look rather depressed.
Still, my mild-mannered father would never do something like this.
Did you notice anything strange about your father during dinner?
He was sad about the fish, but he ate normally. I didn't notice anything in particular.
It's hard to think he was so distraught that he'd smash all the tanks.
Yep,
on
that's
the
what I'm
boat.
thinking too, Yako. Like, I just know it just reeks of Peacekeeper. But then again, I have been wrong many times before in this game, several times before. So
You're right. But that's what the Peacekeepers told us happened.
I'll take another look around. For now, I'd like to ask you to leave.
yeah, we're doing Forte time.
So you're gonna do that thing, yeah? I'm counting on you. Let's wait outside.
The trump card is still face down. Time to use my post-cognition to see how things were at the time the body was first discovered.
Insane ability. This mean like putting his head in then smashing the tank. How does that make a lick of sense? It doesn't make any sense. We usually go for the course last, but we're going for
The
here
victim's
now.
body is kneeling against the edge of a fish tank, with his head inside.
Yeah.
Like the other tanks, this one is smashed up too. Looking closely, he is soaking wet. It'd make sense if it was just his upper body, but for his whole body to be soaked is unusual.
Right, so his whole body was soaked. It wasn't just his head. Also, there's fish all over the ground. They did not try to steal these fish, right? Unless they were trying to steal a specific fish, then that's different.
There are dead tropical fish everywhere.
There's a clownfish,
The whole
right?
floor is completely drenched.
Yeah, so I'm guessing it wasn't a robbery.
I see.
Many things were scattered around. Could this sort of mess be caused by a broken fish tank? Equipment used for keeping tropical fish was scattered around the place, yeah. The lamp.
I see.
All tanks seem to have been smashed inward. There's not much difference from the room in its present state. Yeah, but... all tanks smashed, yeah. The lamp here falling over is interesting to me. But then again, I guess like it won't matter too much. But the door was open, right? Even in post-condition traces sticky substance around the frame. Was it some kind of tape stuck on? Okay. Yeah, because the wall stains are so interesting to me. It seems the stains on the wall present when the body was found, I don't see any particular differences. No, the stains are darker than they currently are. Does that mean they were made around this time? Okay, good.
The paint stuck on the frame can be seen here.
Even when seen through post-cognition, excuse me, rub marks were, what's wrong with me? I'm coughing again. Will look like blue paint on the inside of the frame. And then we have the window.
It's not locked. Anyone could come and go through here. Perhaps this is how the culprit entered the place.
There we go. They could come in it. Oh, there's a dead tropical
There's
fish
a
on the
dead
drain.
tropical fish in the drain on the veranda.
Yeah.
Why would that be there?
Did someone try to carry one of the fish out here and like they dropped one? So maybe it could have been a robbery?
I'm beginning to see the truth behind this case. That's all the investigating I need to do for now.
Okay, so luckily for us, Halara will solve it for us. Lucky for us.
Are you done?
They might give us multiple choice though. It's an interesting toy.
The dog has something in her mouth.
Hey, Sugar!
What's this?
That's Sugar's favorite toy. It's just a rubber hose tied up in a knot.
Sugar is what my grandmother would say when she didn't want to swear. She'd say sugar. So she drops something, she goes sugar.
Ever since she was a puppy, Sugar has loved playing tug of war with a rubber hose. So I still make toys out of hoses like this. but I don't think I made one for her recently. Where did she get it from?
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, let's take a look at it.
Let me.
Wait, don't touch
Sorry
it.
for skipping it there.
What's wrong?
Put that in a plastic bag without touching it directly. I believe it's evidence.
Wait. Yeah, I'm assuming it would be because, like, they paid so much attention to it, but I wonder how it is evidence.
That's evidence?
Consider it a precaution.
Sugar's favorite toy is short rubber hose tied into a knot.
How's the investigation going? Are the peacekeepers right? Did my father pass away due to an accident? Or was it...
The answer is clear. This was no accident, but a murder.
There you go. There you go. And if Halara says it,
Really?
you believe it.
What makes you think it's a murder?
My thinking.
Oh, here we go. Yeah. The walls, the fish tanks, the window, the floors. The fish tanks because they're all broken in? Were all shattered.
The victim died with his head in the fish
Yeah.
tank. Is that right?
Yes, that is certain.
As you can see, this fish tank was destroyed like all the others.
Yeah.
That is far too strange. It means something logically impossible occurred.
Impossible? What do you mean?
I shouldn't have to explain it. If the victim drowned with his head in the tank, then it had to be filled with water.
Yep.
But as you can see,
And his whole body was
the
drenched
fish
as well.
tank is destroyed, meaning it is unable to contain water. Like with the other tanks, the water spilled out when it was smashed, emptying it. So how could the victim drown in a fish tank that held no water?
Oh, now that you mention it.
There you go.
The peacekeepers claim the victim was disoriented and smashed the fish tanks himself. But if the victim was still alive when he smashed the fish tanks, it would have been impossible for him to have drowned.
Yeah, we kind of got this, that was our first thing we said even back at the detective agency where we were like head in the water and like, not obviously the smash thing, but we were like head in the water and like how does it didn't make sense from the start. Obviously there was some, like if you say you got electrocuted it would make a little more sense, but it made even less sense when we got here.
In other words, the victim was drowned, then placed next to the fish tank to make it seem like an accident.
And the peacekeepers are awful. They see a full drenched body and they go, it's just his head.
The culprit must have believed this camouflage would be enough to fool the peacekeepers.
Yeah, because they don't do anything.
So my father was murdered.
Yes, there is no mistake about it. This is murder.
Hold on. If the culprit wanted to make the victim look like he drowned, why did they destroy the fish tank? Didn't they realize their cover would be blown? And plus, all the fish tanks were destroyed, not just that one.
Yeah.
It must have been part of their plan for the peacekeepers to overlook this contradiction. However, destroying the tanks required a lot of effort. If the culprit did so despite the contradiction it created, then we have to assume there was an unavoidable reason behind it.
An unavoidable reason.
So, who is the culprit?
Who is the culprit is an interesting question to ask now because I wouldn't be able to tell you.
I must investigate further to find that
Yeah,
out.
I couldn't tell you.
I'll report back once I find the answer.
Yes, please.
Has anyone outside your family entered or left the house recently?
I don't think so.
Were there any tradesmen who came to work on your place?
I can't think of any.
Allow me to change the question. Have you recently done any remodeling or repairs to the home?
Yeah, because the stain on the wall is interesting.
Oh, now that you mention it. The rain gutters on the roof were broken, so Jaren fixed them.
He fixed the rain gutters?
Okay.
He's an avid DIYer.
Okay, so what does that
He
lead
not only
to?
fixed the broken parts, but also checked the gutters around the whole building, which was a lot of work.
Right, okay. So the rain gutters on the roof were broken, so Jaren fixed them. Wow, Jaren, what a dude.
I see. That concludes my investigation.
Concludes. Okay, we're concluding.
What? Are you sure that's enough? Jeez, you're always off in your own world. I'm sorry about that. Our ace detective isn't very friendly.
for sure, not very friendly, but like you were in the best hands you could be in.
That being said, I believe this case will be solved soon. Please be patient for just a bit longer.
Like, this is like, to me, like getting Halara for your case is like walking into a, like the barbers and the best barber, not the best barber, but the barber who's gonna like take the most time on your hair is like there, you know what I mean? Because like I feel like with Desahiko, Fubuki, like Fubuki you're gonna stay alive no matter what, right? If you're investigating together. You know, Vivia, like you're gonna get to see things that you've never seen before. And like say, and like, you know, like, and be able to like go through doors. So that's obviously a big thing as well. I feel like Halara is like the most like detective of all the detectives in a way. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Wow. So Halara has an idea of what's happening here. I'm not quite sure. Now, I wonder if they're trying to point the finger at Jaren. Oh, we're back here.
Halara, just as you suspected, it could be the fiancé.
Right, because of the gutters?
Jaren has been living in the client's home and mooching off her since he got fired from his job a year back.
Oh, right.
He's in quite a lot of debt, too. At one point, he was spending almost all his time in casinos.
No, that's the worst.
He kept asking the client's father for money, but was always denied. Seems the father was also against their marriage.
So money is the motive. If the father were to die, the daughter would inherit everything. So if he married her, the money would be his.
Makes sense. The thing is, that man has an alibi. The victim's estimated time of death is 10 at night. There's no mistake that Jaren was with the client at that time. Yeah, it makes no sense
does he,
to
like-
suspect Tetra, since she's our client. So we have to assume his alibi
When you
is
say this stuff,
airtight.
and then I just look over to Halara sitting in the chair, arms folded. I'm like, I don't feel worried, you know? I don't feel worried,
Right.
you know? Because it's
Agreed.
like, at least Halara, like, it's like very, you know, you know, and again, I love all, like, all the time we spent with all the detectives has been so good, and it's been so varied. But that's why I like it, right? I don't come to, like, a Halara detective case expecting hijinks at the height of a Fubuki. I don't come to a Halara case expecting, you know, a Desahiko vibe or a Vivia vibe. That's what's so cool about making them so varied. I trust the heck out of Halara on the baseline of just being a detective, you know?
His alibi is perfect. Not only was he with Tetra at 10, but he was also with her for 2 hours before and after. So, as it stands, it's impossible for him to have killed the victim.
No, the alibi isn't a problem. It's possible if a certain trick was used.
A trick?
Wait. Now, maybe I'm crazy, and I don't mind being crazy because, like, you know, we're near the end of the raincoat. Let's be a little bit crazy. What if, like, he masked the sound of the breaking glass by fixing the gutters or something?
But I still lack hard evidence. Perhaps it's worth rolling the dice here.
Hey, are you sure about this?
We'll make our move tonight. Let's go to the client.
Okay, we're making a move. We're making a move. We'll try our best. We're doing it. Like, what if, like, yeah, the sound, but then, like, how would you, like, mask that with the, I don't know, that's silly.
Is it true that you know the truth behind this case?
Jaren's kind of handsome, though. We could let him off, you know? We could let him off with a warning. You know, Jaren, killing people's bad, okay, Jaren? Jaren, you knew this. I knew this. You knew this. No, we're not gonna do that. Jaren, okay. You knew this, Jaren. You had a nice turtleneck. I know, Jaren. You know, we can't do that. We can't. He's going away. But then, like, yeah, you know. Well, by the way, I'm joking. I'm joking, okay? I'm not actually serious about letting him off with this stuff because this is a horrible thing to do. Betraying the trust of this woman as well is absolutely horrific as well. Like, to me, like, it's one of those things that, like, with Raincoat murders, it's like on the baseline, it's like, yeah, murder's bad. That's horrific what he did. And then it's like, oh, then he betrayed the trust of the woman who supported him for a whole year and the man who has supported him for this whole year as well. And then he's wanted to take their money. It's a very sinister act, right? When you dwell deeper and deeper into these situations. And it's the same with, like, you see that all the time. Like, you look at the Shachi killing and all this stuff. Like, say, for example, the deeper you get, it's like, oh, that's even worse. Oh, that's even worse. Emotionally, that's even worse, right? So there's no way you can actually, like, you know, it's in some cases it's really, really hard to look past it. I think the only time in one of these cases we've been able to be like, man, that's horrible, was probably the 3 girls. And I guess like the 3 girls for sure, and the Yakao case, right, was definitely another one that we were like very, very, you know, kind of like forgiving, I suppose. Not that it's our place to forgive, you know what I mean? But it was just like very like sad. It was very you had to be like very, very understanding in a way as well, when it came to a lot of things also. Yeah. Because Nailman was freaking horrible. The school case was sad as heck. The resistance case was also like really sad, but like you couldn't, like, it's like you betrayed the resistance, man. You betrayed it, and like you betrayed everyone there who had like given so much time to this, and pretty much set it back like so far. And then the 4th one was Yakao's thing, and it was like so sad for numerous reasons. And now this one is just sad because it's like again, it's like it's a murder. Then you go, oh my god, like this woman is going to be devastated for 10 different reasons. This is going to destroy her.
That's right, miss. Allow me to explain.
I'm very good at making myself feel bad, aren't I? Me starting off, oh, he's like, here's a nice turtleneck. Then I'm like, wait, no, you can't. He's horrific, you know? He's horrific.
The key detail for this case is the victim's cause of death. Without a doubt, the victim died by drowning. But making it look like he drowned in the fish tank was camouflage. Why would such a thing even be needed? Because it secured the killer's alibi.
You said that the victim's time of death was around 10 p.m. In other words, the culprit secured their alibi at the same time as they murdered the victim.
And Jaren just standing here, by the way, confident as heck, hand on the hip.
Is that really possible?
Through a certain trick, it was possible to drown the victim even if the culprit wasn't there.
The gutters? Are you saying it's gonna be the gutters?
Drown him without being there?
No way.
The trick the culprit used was...
No way, no way, no way. The vent? The fish tank, the hose. Maybe the hose? The hose, maybe? No? Flooded the room, sealed the room, flooded the room?
First,
and those were the stains in the wall. It's water. It is water stains. Oh my god, Jaren, what the heck?
That's Sugar's toy.
He's like folding his arms. I've never seen rubber in my life.
If you untie the knot, it returns to being a hose. This was what was first used in the crime.
How was it used? Don't tell me that's the murder weapon.
If you check the vent, you'll see the color of paint scraped on there matches the hose. It was likely passed through the vent.
So I wonder if vent was the right answer as well.
Vent? Why would anyone do that?
It's nothing special.
Look at
The
Jaren!
hose was simply used for its original purpose.
Jaren! Look at him! Ha! Oh, that's interesting.
Its original purpose?
One end of the hose was placed on the edge of the rain gutter on the veranda side. Prior to this, the culprit adjusted the rain gutter so that the hose could be inserted into it.
Oh my god, there's a hole in the rain gutter. Are you freaking kidding me?
The rainwater from the gutter passed through the hose,
Wait.
filling the room.
I was like, I'm so dumb. I was like, you'd have to have a lot of rain, Halara. I'm like, it's literally rain code.
Huh? What do you mean? Halara, you think this place got flooded with rainwater? That would drench the whole place.
When the body was found, the room was, in fact, drenched.
But that was because of the broken fish tanks.
That's why the fish is out in the vent, because they opened the door. They unlocked the door and just opened the door.
That's part of it. But the main reason was due to rainwater pouring into the enclosed room.
Wow, this is insane. This is
Wait,
insane.
What do you mean?
Oh, look at this. The sound got muffled a bit.
What's the point in flooding this room with rainwater?
The culprit's goal was to secure their own alibi at the estimated time of death. This trick was necessary for that.
I don't get it. Can you explain from the beginning?
Let's go over what the culprit did on the day of the crime.
And Jaren's still like, huh. Wow, this is crazy.
First, The culprit mixed sleeping pills into the victim's dinner. While the victim was asleep, the culprit proceeded to prepare the trick.
Sleeping pills in his food? That reminds me. My father did seem sleepy shortly after eating dinner.
Oh my god. Jaren, I went from being like, Jaren has a nice turtleneck to being like, he's gotta stop annoying me very quickly. Get your hand away from your chin. You did this.
After dinner, the victim likely went to his room to lay down. The culprit then sneaked into his room and carried him out while he was asleep. That was how the victim was transported to this room.
That's horrible. That's so horrific. Being put to sleep, then you drown in like the one room that you love the most.
At this point, you're sure he was still alive?
Of course. If the culprit murdered the victim earlier, then their alibi wouldn't have worked. The culprit had to murder him in such a way that would secure their alibi. The preparations were done in this room. After bringing the victim here, the culprit used duct tape on the gap near the door to weather strip it.
Jesus, and they're just using Jaren.
Weather strip? What's that?
It prevents water from leaking outside.
What do you mean?
Let me explain. After weather stripping the door, the culprit started destroying the fish tanks. The culprit likely covered them with cloth to dampen the noise. Once he smashed all of them, he leaned the victim onto the fish tank. The culprit then moved to the window on the veranda and weather stripped the outside of it. Finally, they took the hose connected to the rain gutter and passed it through the vent to the inside of the room.
This is, I can't get, like, it gets worse and worse, this crime.
Preparations in place, the culprit left through the veranda and returned to the mansion as if nothing had happened.
Yeah. Horrible.
How does that complete everything? The victim was still alive at the time, right? When was he murdered?
The victim naturally drowned after being left alone for several hours.
Huh? How's that?
The rainwater from the rubber hose flooded the room in a few hours. The whole room was turned into a fish tank, this time filled with rainwater. And that is how the victim drowned.
Are you... It's just like, again, it's one of those things where they sneak up on you. No, they don't sneak up on you with this stuff. Like, it's like when you finally see, like, what the actual crime scene was, you're like, holy hell. Some people in Connie Ward are horrifically horrible.
The whole room was
Jaren, get the hand away from your mouth. It was you. Huh, what happened?
That can't
This
be.
is horrific, Jaren.
The proof lies in the stained walls. The day of the murder, the room must have been filled to that line with rainwater.
Yeah. We thought that at the start. We were like, that looks... Because, like, the thing is, like, I've, like, I grew up in Ireland, where, like, rain is a constant thing. And I know what a rain stain looks like. I know what a water stain looks like. You know what I mean? It's very easy to, like, see what that stain would look like.
Rainwater killed the victim?
Correct.
Connie Ward killed
Only
this
in
victim.
city could such an approach be possible. The rain never stops in Connie Ward. This makes it easy to estimate the amount of rainfall to a certain degree. So it is not impossible to create this alibi trick with some calculation.
It's so crazy. This town, like, we forgot, like, again, because we had, like, such a crazy ending and, like, everything got better. Like, it's like, this is like, never forget how mad this was.
I think that's a bit of a stretch. Wouldn't it take at least half a day for the room to fill with enough rainwater to drown the victim?
Now, is this the case as well where Halara is, like, bluffing a little bit? Because, we know Halara will bluff to, like, catch out the criminals, so maybe it is a bit of a bluff, who knows?
I'm sure it would require more rainwater than usual to accomplish it. Which means you'd need to gather all the rain falling around this giant mansion.
Gather all of it how?
The gutters.
It would require slight adjustments to the rain gutters. After that, the rainwater would flow to the veranda.
Adjustments to the rain gutters?
There would be plenty of water if all of the rain that pours upon the mansion is rerouted to this room. That explains how the culprit secured their alibi while drowning the victim. In the morning, before the body was found, they removed the weather stripping and drained the water through the veranda.
Yeah, and that's why the fish is outside.
If you check the drain in the veranda, you should find dead tropical fish that were carried out with the rainwater. The culprit smashed the tanks beforehand to prevent rainwater from being stored inside. Well, that's how I would have done it. But maybe the culprit didn't realize that before they started draining the water. Seeing the fish tanks filled with rainwater, the culprit panicked and smashed all of the glass to hide the evidence. They must have carelessly broken the one fish tank the corpse was leaning on in the process. Isn't that how it went? Jaren?
Jaren, there you go. Oh, Jaren, you're caught.
I'll be direct. You are
Oh
the
my
culprit.
god. Yeah, no, it just... Halara's so good at this as well.
Hold on. Is this some kind of joke?
Yeah, Jaren, no, you're done. You're done.
Why would I kill my father-in-law? That's stupid.
But you were fixing the rain gutters a few
Oh,
days before the
Tetra.
incident.
Thanks for being so smart. Thank you, Tetra.
That's because you asked me to fix them. How does fixing some stuff pin me as the culprit? That's crazy talk.
So you intend on maintaining that you're not the culprit?
Of course.
Then we'll have to ask our little friend for the answer.
Friend? What?
Come here, sugar.
What? Wait.
This is the rubber hose used for the trick. There are scrapes on its surface. That's the proof.
That's the proof?
I'm sure the culprit tried
Wait.
to dispose of it, tying it into a knot before throwing it away.
But, like, couldn't you say that the scrapes are from, like, biting on it as well, maybe?
But our friend here found it for us. Good girl, sugar.
Thank you, Sugar.
Only the culprit has directly touched the rubber hose. I'm certain his scent is still
Oh,
on
we're
it.
using scent? Okay.
Tell us, sugar. Who do you smell on this?
He's always barking at me.
So, it is you.
Wait, again, this is crazy proof, and I know, like, from Halara's perspective, if this gets a confession, that works out, right? Because Halara's known to bluff a lot as well. Like, this, I don't think this would hold up in any court, you know what I mean, at all. But we've known Halara to bluff quite a bit.
This is complete nonsense. I won't accept it. If I have to, I'll kill all of you.
There we go. Yeah. Halara has done this before and taught Yuma to do this as well, which is the idea of a bluff to get someone to get angry or to confess. This was literally in the first chapter of the game we played of Rain Code for the Nailman. It was like bluff until, you know, you get the definite, until you get that response.
Hey, don't tell me that you're really... I was so
Yep, there it is.
close
Halara did it.
to
Oh
getting
god, he has a
all
knife.
that money.
Yep, again, because none of that would hold up in court, but Halara got him flustered enough to the point that he's thinking as well, especially in Kane Ward, like, I don't want to get caught by the Peacekeepers. Oh, Yakko!
Calm down. Hey,
You better let him go.
why me?
You better let him go.
I can kill the woman anytime.
Jesus.
I'll start off
No, he's-
with you.
He's way more horrible than I thought he was. Way more horrible.
Damn you, detectives. This is your fault for sticking your nose into my
Dude,
life.
you're the one who killed someone. That's you. That's on you.
Can you handle this on your own, Chief?
I'm pretty bad at this sort of thing.
Oh my god. Halara's gonna help out. It's gonna be the coolest thing in the world. Yep. Yep. Oh my god. Oh my god. Halara is like Harvey Dent mixed with Batman. That was so sick.
You saved
Halara is so cool.
I never thought it would be like,
Yeah, what? Poor Tetra, man.
what am I supposed to
Like, this is,
do?
again, like I said, this is like you lose your
You're not alone.
fiance and now you lose and you already lost your dad.
She's saying.
I mean, this is great. Sugar's fantastic, and it's gonna be great emotional
If you ever need
support.
help, come to us. The Nocturnal Detective Agency will
Oh,
always be at your
guys,
service.
Yakko. They did such a good job.
Thank you.
Oh, sugar. No, like to me, like I said, like none of that would hold up in court, right? But it's the idea of like making the bluff happen once again. And I think that was the definite intention of that too. Oh my god, yes, yes, yes.
As promised, you can keep that cat here.
Awesome, so good. Gorgeous.
I don't need your help. That's what the cat is saying.
Come on, this cat thinks it's some sort of hard-boiled detective? Well, I suppose I don't mind.
This city is a difficult place to live. Even for the animals.
Wow, yeah.
Right. I hope we can keep solving the mysteries here to make the city a better place. And make it a nicer place for them to live too.
I sincerely hope so.
You're so cold to humans, but you like animals.
Yep, that's the definition of Halara's character. You can boil everything down to that and it explains everything.
Are you teasing me?
See, there you go again, making that scary face. Seeing you play with the cat, you look kind of cute.
No, don't even say that.
It sure would be nice to see more of that smile around here.
None of your business, Yakko. Okay, get him.
I hope you keep using your powers to change this city. I know you can do it.
I obviously Yakko meant like it'd be nice to see you happier all the time. Obviously, like I'm not trying to like be mean to Yakko at all.
For their sake, too.
That depends on the payment.
Come on. Well, how's this? Consider it the reward for this case.
Milk and a little dish.
And maybe you could ask for permission next time.
Oh, I love Halara so much.
Thanks.
Very interesting case. A little bit to talk about after this as well. But yeah, for someone like Halara to like finish this case out with a cat means the world to me. And I think as well, it's like that's Halara's character. Halara is a hard-boiled detective that cares about like the little folk. You know, the same reason why they're kind of like, you know, like cares about little animals. The same reason why they love Yuma so much is because they love those animals so much. And that sounds like I'm saying Yuma's an animal. It's because like Yuma is like someone who like, you know, is not bothering anyone, isn't trying to annoy anyone. It's just like literally just some sweetheart. You know what I mean? I think that's why. And again, it's not like they care about Yuma. I think it's more a case of like they said, Yuma, if you were the person to betray me, I would be the least amount hurt of anyone in the world if you betrayed me. And that's such like a Halara thing to say. Yeah, also like Tetra's gonna have to go through so much. Like we you know, I know we like kind of have to leave cases behind once we finish them, but the fact is like Tetra lost her fiance, lost her father, lost her basically her whole life. And it was in the most gruesome way possible. She's never gonna be able to trust again in the same way. And it might take years to even build up trust with somebody else. You know, even when she does eventually like find another man or something like that, if she wants to, she doesn't have to, but if she does find someone she loves, there is gonna be that thing where like it's like gonna be like, you know, it's everything's gonna remind her of those situations. So, well, that's how Jaren said that. Jaren said that to me. Oh yeah, Jaren said that. Oh, Jaren said that too. You know, Jaren proposed it this time and all this stuff. It's gonna be like, you know, all of that. Yeah, it's gonna be all of that. You know, and it's going to be really hard for her going forward. Halara, great seeing Halara in a case. In terms of the other sub-stories we have to do, we're going to be doing Near That Detective. I think we might do these last two in the same episode, right? Because, like, you know, it's not that I'm like, oh, we should get it done. It's more just like, I don't know. I feel like these are the two people are looking forward to the most, so having them in one video would actually be quite kind of nice, maybe. Would it be? You guys let me know. Would you like to have these in one video? Yeah. I don't know. I think it might be really nice as well. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, Vivia's so cute. Vivia's case could be like 10 hours long. You never know. Yeah, there's a gallery as well. And this is like the different cutscenes, right? These are the theme songs. What's the song I like? Let's try and guess what it is. It's not that. It's Breaking Noir. No, it's... Let's see. Melancholy? There it is. Incredible song. Oh. Some incredible music here as well. And we have like all the look at this. Remember they had these characters that were like so like and that's why like I have to respect Kodaka in some ways as well for this. You know in oh, these quests were so fun. You know, you have to. I think I respect him so much for this type of game because like to me like it can be quite painful to create a bunch of amazing side characters that like you're never gonna use. You know. Like, to me, that's incredible. That's a triumph in itself. Thank you guys so much for watching this, and we're going to continue on maybe with the last time. Basically, what's going to happen is, like usual, we, you know, I know, like, we uploaded a lot of Raincoat last week. That's why we were taking, like, some breaks in between. In between Let's Plays, I usually take, like, 2 days. And there's 2 reasons for that. It's like, okay, refresh, so we go into the next playthrough. But also, it's a thing where it's like, let the playthrough rest. Because I feel like if we just go into the next Let's Play the next day, a lot of people, some people are still watching episode like, you know, 2 episodes before of Raincode. And then like the conversation is still happening on Raincode, the last episodes. So I kind of like to like make sure like, it was the same thing last time with like Life is Strange, and the same thing, you know, when we played through any game this year. Like at the end of it, I feel like I always like to have the discussion keep going on that video for a bit. And like let the playthrough rest. And then we'll be back on Sunday with Little Nightmares, the DLC, for the first game. And then we're going to go right in after the DLC to the second game. And then after that, we're playing Stardew Valley. My first time ever playing all this stuff, so it's going to be really, really fun. Thank you so much to Never Can Repay Baby Gangsta here on Patreon. Thank you so much to Tyfire2, Jamie Bull, Jonathan Banana, The Ghost of Minazuma, Felicious Felix, Yuld, Radish, Anusa, Malcolm Conde, Death Trap, Lynx Markey, Yassassin, and Alpaca Juice. I'll see you all so soon. Bye-bye.